Hello and welcome to Hemmings Garage. My name is Junior Nevison. I'm here with Matt Litwin and Dave Conwell of our Hemmings Classic car. And today we're going to tear down our 292. We tried to get it running the other day, but sadly when it fell off the forklift, entered the oil pan, crank was hitting the oil pan. I've got the oil pan all fixed, so that's in good shape. But we're going to pop the cylinder head off today just to do a little exploratory inside. We know this engine has previously been rebuilt, so we're hoping it doesn't have a lot of miles on the rebuild. And also notice that our harmonic balancer, crank damper, the rubber is completely gone. So I have a new one of those coming. Our timing cover has rust holes in it, so we're going to replace that. Then we're going to clean it up and we're going to paint it. And we also need to steal the intake and carburetor off of our 250 and the 36. So if you guys wouldn't mind tackling that, we can kind of double team this and I'll get the cylinder head off of this.
I'm good at taking stuff apart. So we got the back unbolted here. Lift this up, pull that out, come up straight. Oh, yep. Just my feet got in the way. So we're here with our old 250, and we are currently stripping off the intake and exhaust manifolds so we can transfer the intake manifold and the carburetor to the 292, because those pieces should interchange for us.
We may use the valve cover too.
Yes, we were considering repairing our old valve covers off of one of the 292s, but this one's identical and it's in better shape. So we'll just paint it to match and call it good, I think, at least for now.
Right, taking the hood off provided access, easy access, and we know this engine's coming out, so essentially the entire front end's got to come off except the fenders anyway, so it just makes the job easier for us.
So we got it all broken free, and I hit it with a mallet repeatedly to loosen it up, and there we go. Oh crud, I hit the fender. It's okay.
It doesn't look that bad now.
Ooh, it smells like raw gas, but I think that's from our starting efforts.
Yep.
All right, guys, you want to see the big reveal here? Ready to pull the cylinder head off?
Heck yeah. I heard you needed gratuitous. I'll be there in a sec.
Coming like observant surgeons.
What we have here.
Do you concur, Doctor?
Yeah.
Did they weld it on?
It's been on there for a little while. There we go.
You got it?
Yep.
Ooh.
Well, we don't have any burnt valves.
Nice.
We do have some carbon.
But I don't think that's a real ridge.
There is no ridge.
Aha.
Aha. That is nice.
There is no ridge.
Boy, a set of flat tops would wake this thing right up, I'll bet. Look at the dish on
really
this.
Feel a lot of
No scoring.
vertical scratches so far. My fingernail's not getting caught on anything. It definitely has some miles. I mean, there's no
It's been used.
It's
no way around that.
It's broken in.
Wow, it looks really clean.
Yeah. That doesn't look bad at all.
So the potential for a complete rebuild has dropped dramatically. No?
Yeah, I mean, for what we're doing with this, I mean, we're not building a powerhouse. So far, I see nothing that would affect longevity, reliability, or anything. You know, obviously, if we were trying to put a ton of power to this, I would say let's do at least a hone on this, but I mean, the pistons don't even have a lot of carbon or any visible.
No.
Now, had these been damaged, could we have just cleaned them up with a hone?
Probably not. By the time you can pick your fingernail at it, you need to punch it out.
It needs to be a board.
Yeah. We've done our valve seals, lapped the valves, cleaned the head, cleaned the deck here. I've got some copper spray gasket on the head gasket. Just tap that on, and I double check that this gasket matches the old gasket because you can have oil passages and differences, so you make sure that that is correct. And now we're going to drop cylinder head.
Need an extra hand?
I think I can get it. Nope, don't let go. There we go. It's definitely not a 6BT Cummins.
It's like threading a 33 LP.
There we go. That's it. We're down. And all of the head bolts go into either oil passages or coolant passages, so you want to make sure you use PTFE thread sealant. Wire wheeled all the head bolts and chased all the holes in the block.
And these not being blind holes, you mentioned that failure to clean out a blind hole can crack a block right open?
Yeah, you can hydrolock it. If you have oil or antifreeze, as you tighten that bolt down, it literally
Liquid
just
doesn't compress, so it just-
hydraulically, yeah, and it will crack cast iron. 10, 20, 30.
Now, why is it best to do it in stages instead of directly to the full torque?
Basically, so you don't wrinkle the gasket or basically torque it too much, and just give a nice gradual torque down onto the gasket so you don't overly distort it, wrinkle it, move it out of the way. If you can imagine, if you did a full torque right in the center, you could easily get waves in the gasket, or you could put undue stress on the cylinder head or the block. So you just kind of sneak up on it.
This is now, you're putting them back in the same place, in the same order.
Yes, because using used parts, they're going to be worn, there's a term for it, I can't
Worn
think.
into.
Yeah, they're just going to be, oh, there's a term for it. I'm totally blanking on it. But then, yeah, each part is worn to itself. So if you mix and match, you can actually accelerate the wear because the profiles are going to be different.
Right.
If it was brand new, wouldn't matter. But being we're reusing used, I'm going to put everything back exactly the same as it was, including the rockers, because you get different wear patterns and.
Sure.
Yep. Covered up all the intake holes, put all the tins on, little POR degreaser, a little bit of elbow grease. So our motor has been all degreased. It's nice and dry. And forgive us, Dave and Matt had to go do magazine stuff. Got to get the magazine out to our loyal customers. So right now, I need to basically tape up all the intake and exhaust ports, and then we need to do the metal prep step, and then we're actually ready to shoot this in a color and make it all one color. So we're going to wheel this outside and do the metal prep step. So I've taped up the intake and exhaust ports. Obviously, we don't want any of the metal prep in there or any of the water when we rinse it off. I got a little homemade cap here just to cover the crank snout so we don't get any paint on that because I want to keep the harmonic balancer black. And now I'm just taking a spray bottle of POR-15 metal prep. We're going to soak it down, keep it soaked for 15-20 minutes just to prep it. Then we're going to rinse it off, let it thoroughly dry, and then we're ready for paint. And this just preps the surface to help the paint adhere better. And a necessary step in the process. I've already quickly scuffed and sanded the paint that's on our valve cover here. Make sure we have good adhesion all the way around. Now we're just going to rinse it off lightly. Let it dry thoroughly. Everything's been metal prepped. I did the intake earlier off camera. I've got that mounted on the engine block here because I want to paint that the same color. Everything is completely dry. It's been a while, takes a while, but you don't want any water getting into your paint. Now it's step 3, the red can or the rust preventative. Typically you brush this on. I experimented last night spraying it. You can dilute this a little bit with the POR-15 solvent. I had pretty good results with that, so I'm going to try and do that on the motor. It's going to be a little bit of experiment. I am not a painter by any means, but we're going to give it a shot. So let's get some mixed up, get some ventilation going here with our fan, and lay down some rust preventative. Our second coat of rust preventative is on, and it's at the point now where it's not completely dry. You get just a little finger drag on it. So now I'm going to mix up some paint, and we're going to start painting this motor. What did we decide on? Buick green. And it's going to be the same MO with this. I'm going to give it a good mix and cut it down with some of the solvent. And again, I'm going to go with a 4-to-1 mix.
I'll do a couple of test passes here. Oh, that's a lot of paint. I'm basically going to start out with a cone pattern so I can get into all the little nooks and crannies. Do that first, and then I'll set it up into a fan pattern and do the whole motor.
So here we are. We've got it resealed. We've got a head gasket.
Yep.
We know it runs. Can we put it in now?
First things first.
I
know you're antsy, yeah. But next, we need to dig into the transmission. And we're going to go with a T5. So we're going to have an overdrive.
Yep.
Same thing, going to go through it, reseal it, check it out, make sure it's all good. Probably paint the bell housing, you know, so it's...
Match it up nice.
Everything looks
Match it up nice.
Our beautiful Buick V8 green.
Yes.
Which is as close as we could get to original 292 turquoise.
At least with what we had installed.
With what we
Right.
had. Yep.
Right.
Yep, yep.
And the T5 itself was an interesting find, right? We
Yeah.
spent a solid day at Spring Carlisle, found that tucked in the back of a pickup truck.
Yep.
It was the only one on the grounds. So,
Well, there were a few
well,
Camaro or Mustang ones, but
Right.
the nice thing about the S10 Trans is it has the forward shifter location.
Yes.
Ours is out of a 1991-ish
Yes.
V6 pickup.
Yep. Yep. And surprisingly, it's going to adapt very easily to this.
Excellent.
which makes
With
the trend.
modifications, of
Yeah.
course. Yeah.
But we get into that next.
Yep.
Awesome.
So that'll be our next episode. Please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment down below. As always, thank you for watching.